One. I'm Charles Hannegriff, and ordinarily Gordy would be in here with me tonight, but of course we've had, as many of you now know, we've had a tragedy and a loss, for really all of us with the passing today of Ruffin Rodrigue Jr. Uh, and Gordy was best friends with Ruffin, and he hasn't had a chance to talk yet today, but he's going to join us now here for the first segment. Gordy, I'm just going to let you talk here for a minute as we open the show. I know you've got some things that you want to say and that you want to share, so I'm just going to kind of move out the way here and let you talk to open up tonight, bud.
No, Charles, I appreciate it. And having a chance to, gather everything and process everything from when I got a call this morning from his father at 7:30 to tell me the tragic news. Certainly in a better spot to do it right now. Look, the thing about Ruffin, and I think my job, is being friends with him, and we were best man in each other's wedding, as you know, and as long as I've been at Guarany and we've been together, we've all been like brothers through this thing. So it's a tough day. I think for me, it's to hopefully control, or not control, but put out the narrative. I think what his legacy should be. And when I think about Ruffin Rodrigue, or my kids ask me, hopefully in 10 years, about Ruffin Rodrigue, was that he was a guy that absolutely bled purple and gold. I mean, this was his life goal, right? When you think about his dad, Ruffin Rodrigue Sr. was a linebacker in the 60s. He grew up in Thibodaux, where everything was purple and gold. Hell, he played for Thibodaux High School, which were purple and gold. They were the Tigers. And if you know the story of Ruffin, that he was 6'1", maybe ish, and LSU didn't want to give him a scholarship, and it was Jesse Daigle Sr. that recruited that area, and that was so high on him and so passionate that one of those stories again, that he was one of the last spots in that recruiting class, would have been 98, 85 graduate class, and so they took him, and and in that class they had some higher rated linemen, some parade All-Americans, and as we know the story goes, Ruffin wound up starting for 3 years, was an all SEC performer, was an overachiever. And you think about that, kid from Thibodaux was able to follow his dreams, and then eventually land a job with Mockler Beverage after his playing days were over, and which parlayed into a relationship with Tom Moran, who gave him the opportunity to be a general manager at DiNardo's restaurant when it first opened, and even with Jerry coming and going, that they were able to flip that. He and Peter Scalafani were able to flip that in the Raffinos, have the success that they had after Tom passed. They were able to buy and go out on their own, and it's an incredible story. I just hate that the story ended at 53 years old. So that's how I'll remember Ruffin. And he was so full of life. He was an entertainer, as we all know. And the good thing about it, he got all 53 of those years in. He made them count. And that's how I'll remember Ruffin.
It's not just a slogan at the restaurant when they say "Celebrate Life." I can't think of any motto, any mission statement that would have summed up Ruffin better than to celebrate life. And Gordy, I was lucky enough to do the show, Jimmy and I, for the better part of 8.5 years every Friday in there. And you could count on Ruffin to come, bounding in, right before the show. And if he was ever in a bad mood or had a bad day, I never saw it because he could put a positive spin on anything. And he loved his family, he loved LSU, he loved his business. I just never saw the guy have a bad day. It was like a jolt to me every time I saw him, because I knew, I was gonna get a smile, I was gonna get some laughter, I was gonna, it's like, oh, Ruff, what's up? And it's gonna be something, and it was probably going to give everybody a little pick me up. That's how I'll remember him.
Yeah, no, we could sit here and go through stories, and I told Jimmy I'd go sit in his spot Friday, over at Ruffino's. I guess 10 o'clock on Friday. Losing track of days, but
Yeah.
look, you want a good Ruffino's rough story is that ironically, when Donald Trump had the Miss Universe, I guess when it came to Baton Rouge,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I get a random call from an LA producer that said, "Hey, they say you do some radio work. We're looking for an MC to do in between commercials when we're not on TV, just to keep the crowd engaged and what have you." And I'm listening to this like, "Oh, God bless, no." And I start kind of crawfishing out of it, and he goes, "Look, we can't pay a lot. It pays $1,500 in 2 tickets." I'm like, screw the tickets, $1,500. I'm your guy, right? And so I'm married, and I asked my wife Ashley, and she has no desire to go. And so naturally, I call Ruffin, and Miss USA, red carpet. I mean, Ruffin's dressed to the nines, and so only you can appreciate. I walk out. It's at the River Center. Trump's in the front row. You got Sean Payton there, whatever. All these red carpet VIPs. And our tickets were in row 46. And I know Ruffin had a friend, and they're back there in row 46. And I walk out, dead audience. "Hey, good evening. Yeah, I'm going to be your, whatever MC, Gordy Rush." He stands up, only guy in the arena. "G-Rush, woo!" And I was like, "Hey, I got one fan. I appreciate that." I got no business being at that with Nelly and Florida Georgia Line, and I'm emceeing it. But that was Ruffin. I mean, he like I said, for 53 years, he got in every play, right? He didn't miss a snap, and he played with a lot of passion. That's how he lived, and that's how I'll remember him.
His love of Louisiana, his love of LSU, it is shown through for people that weren't from here. I read today a tweet from Kirk Herbstreit,
Yep.
because they very famously went to the restaurant every time game day was here, and they developed quite a friendship with Ruffin, and he had some very nice things to say. But that was Ruffin to the T. We used to make fun and have and poke a little bit and have fun with the name dropping. But the truth of it was that he wanted to show off his state. He wanted to show off his colors. He wanted to have you celebrate with him. He's like, "This is a great place. You need to come. You need to let us show you some hospitality." I mean, that's what he was all about, man.
Well, you guys look. Nobody gave him more flack about his singing career, right, than I did, and singing on the commercials. And so you can get you get some laughter of it. That how connected Ruffin was is that I went out by LSU the last month or so, and Greg Stringfellow, the equipment manager, says, "Man, hey, give me that Ruffin commercial where he's singing, calling Baton Rouge. Herbstreit wants to hear it." It was a Tom Hart. Anybody that nationwide, these sportscasters, Russillo loved going to Ruffino's. All these people, we're sending out these commercials where he's singing, and you make your own judgment on how he's singing. But he just had that sort of rapport, and everybody. It was Friday night before big football games. It was Hollywood, and you had a who's who of Baton Rouge. They came through, and word got out, and that's the way that it was, and it really was a cool experience.
I don't think anybody was as excited as him, Gordy, when Ed Ogeron made the decision to include the ex-players in the Tiger Walk and to make them a bigger part of the program. And man, when he was talking about that, you could just see his face light up. It was like it was a way to kind of return to his youth, but at the same time show his love for the program. I don't think I ever saw him so happy as when he was talking about that.
No, and a lot of credit to Ed. Virg Osbury did a great job with the Oak Club and getting that going as well. And and that it's one of those things because doing the radio for however long I've done that thing, I think you take for granted game day. But you got guys like Ruffin Rodrigue Sr. and Mike Robichaux, and the people, for whatever reason, I guess hadn't really been engaged in some time. And to see those grown men walk down that hill, holding that banner in front of the LSU team, it's a special moment. And I think for me, I just looked at it just for a guy that ran down the special teams, that I've been spoiled by it. And obviously it's work and it's a common occurrence, but those guys, God bless, it really was special. And Ruffin, Ruffin Jr. would walk with his dad, and it was special. I mean, that's one of the rare times that you've had father-son players that have gone through a program like that, and both of them tremendously proud of their heritage and the fact that they wore purple and gold.
There's a couple of dates here that are particularly poignant here this evening. Number one is on Friday, and I'm going to come out and do part of the show with you guys on Friday as well. The Friday after Thanksgiving was and still is always a very, very busy day at Ruffino's. It is they do their gift card special, and of course, a lot of people get their Christmas shopping done that day. But there's football going on, and every year there's Ruffin right in the middle of it, putting up his Christmas tree and putting up his Christmas lights. And I think Derek Panamsky posted a picture of Ruffin putting the lights up. But it was always a very big day on the Friday after Thanksgiving, because he got to see a lot of people. Maybe people that only went in the restaurant once or twice a year, in addition to all of the regulars. So Friday, it's ironic, or however you want, whatever word is correct there, that he passes 2 days before that. So Friday's going to be a little bit emotional, I think, for all of us. The other one I got, and I had no idea, but Richard Condon texted me about a half an hour ago and said he looked it up, and it was November the 25th, 1989, was the last game Ruffin played for the Tigers. Today, 31 years ago today, in a win against Tulane. And I wouldn't have put that together. Thanks to Richard for texting me that. It's again, I guess, ironic that his playing career came to an end 31 years ago. 31 years ago today. So.
Yeah, it's just, it's one of those things. It's not, even Friday, it's surreal. I don't think it's going to hit home.
No.
And especially, having, I think after when he got back with the World League, we lived together until way too long, extended college experience. We both got married in our 30s. You're talking about 10 years more than that or something like that. And, look, I'm appreciative for a tough day, but appreciative for the relationship and all the great memories, and that's how I'm gonna choose to remember Ruffin is the kid that absolutely bled purple and gold. It's such a cliche at times, but there's no better example of that than Ruffin Rodrigue Jr.
Gordy, thanks, man. I know it's been an awful day for you.
Okay.
So
thanks for covering.
Never in doubt. Always there for each other, man. So we'll see you on Friday.
Okay, Charlie.
Thanks a lot. Buddy. All right, Gordy Rush. Again, on a tough day for us. Jimmy Ott is going to come in and do the rest of the show here. He'll be here in about 15 minutes or so. Jimmy and I did the show from Ruffino's every Friday for, like I said, for 8.5 years. So we've got an endless supply of Ruffin Rodrigue stories, and we're also going to talk with Chris Truax, who was a former teammate and a good friend, and was a part of that show for several years. We're going to talk with Chris a little bit later on in the 8 o'clock hour. We are brought to you by L'Auberge Baton Rouge. The Thanksgiving Day at the Bon Ton Buffet starts tomorrow at 11 o'clock, and it features a huge spread, including roast turkey, the sweet potato casserole, oyster dressings, all of the sides for a very affordable $29.95 for the whole Thanksgiving feast at the Bon Ton Buffet at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. This is the Tiger Zone on Eagle 98.1.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business.
I'd make it available in dozens. Make that thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
soffrire un caffè. Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Gulf Coast Bank & Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank & Trust, the bank that cares about you.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but two NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
Toyotathon is happening now at Corval Toyota in Opelousas.
Get a 20 Highlander for $4,600 off of MSRP.
So come on down to Happy Town for Toyotathon. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas.
Happy Town, USA.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big V and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off.
Eagle 98.1.
Tiger Zone on Eagle 98.1. 499-9898 is the number to call if you'd like to ask some questions. We're going to do some Texas A&M stuff. Billy Lucci from TexAgs.com is going to be with us in the 9 o'clock hour tonight. Jimmy will be here in a couple of segments. We'll do some Texas A&M breakdown with him as well. We are brought to you by the L'Auberge Baton Rouge Bon Temps Buffet. Dine with us tomorrow for Thanksgiving. The Thanksgiving buffet will be laid out from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. Full spread for only $29.95. So if you haven't made plans yet, you'd like to go out and get a great feast at a very affordable price, the Bon Temps Buffet at L'Auberge. One of the things this week that was particularly encouraging coming off of the Arkansas win was the play of a lot of young guys and some of whom were forced into action. This was Coach O earlier this week on the play of those guys.
Well, just like 3 years ago, we were building that championship team. You know, those guys became champions because they hung in there together. A lot of three-star players that developed, got better, continuity together. The quarterback was stable. It was Joe's second year. Just like this, we're going to have to build some continuity with our quarterback play. We got two good young quarterbacks. Miles is coming back. And we got some great receivers, like you said, T-Bob. We got to get the offensive line straightened up. I like the running of Ty Davis.
Yeah.
And I love the play. I love the play of Eric Gilbert. The more we get him the ball, the better he's going to be.
That was Coach O on Off the Bench with Jordy and T-Bob. One of the most encouraging things, and this number I've come back to a few times on the Daily Show because I think it's particularly important. LSU was 12 of 23 on third down. Arkansas was 0 of 10. You could make a strong argument that this is where the game was won. But TJ Finley, who had a rough game at Auburn, turned the ball over 3 times and was benched there, came back and had a very strong game, but particularly on third down. On third down, Finley was 8 of 11 for 77 yards, and 6 of those plays resulted in first downs. Most importantly, he didn't turn the ball over a single time on the road at Arkansas, and you had inclement weather. So I thought a real step forward for him. For Finley, it was 3 weeks worth of having to think about that last game, having to pull the knowledge that he made in that game and use it to his advantage, but also that he was able to get virtually all of the practice reps because Miles Brennan has still not been cleared to return, and Max Johnson was in the quarantine. So the practice reps that they got, the film session that they got, the meeting room time that they got, all belong to TJ Finley, and he really made the most out of that, and this was Coach O and his freshman quarterback.
He did very well. Think about this. We had 23 third downs. I've never been in a game where we had 23 third downs. That's ball control. That's manageable downs because we could run the football finally on first and second down on short, easy throws. I think that TJ, made some mistakes. He threw some balls in the dirt. It got wet on him a little bit. But the thing I was most impressed with is that he hung in there. And let's face it, that last touchdown he threw, nobody was open. He just stayed there. He was patient. And then Jared Jenkins, just like you do in the backyard, on a scramble drill, he was to the right, he ran to the left, got open, touchdown. So we've got to give them some credit. One thing about TJ, he's got leadership and he's got ice in his veins. TJ
Finley with a very strong performance, I thought, against Texas A&M. He did say that he did say something about Miles Brennan coming back. He's talking about, of course, next year. But there was another update on Miles Brennan, and that came via the teleconference today that suggested the news might be pretty good for Miles Brennan.
I talked to Jack yesterday, and he said he's about 60%, and he's getting a little bit better, and they're not ready to operate on him yet, so we'll see. But he's definitely not playing this week.
And he may not play again this year, but it does seem like they're going to great lengths. They're doing everything they can to, it seems like, I'm kind of reading between the lines here, to avoid having a surgery. That if he can heal on his own, even if it means that he won't play, even if it means he won't play in any other games this year, if you avoid the surgery, then it means that the injury has healed on its own. And I think you've done a great job in being patient and allowing him to heal. So some of the things that we've gotten from Coach O this week, and I wanted to play one more clip. And I know he said something during his coach's show tonight, but he did take time today, and this was early this morning. We had just gotten the news just hours before on the passing of Ruffin Rodrigue.
What a shame. We were crushed this morning when we heard the news. I spoke to Ruffin 2 Sundays ago. I was at his restaurant. He's from Bayou Lafourche. He had supported me. He supported LSU, a great Tiger. Obviously friends of guys like Eric Adelsek, and was part of just something very special here at LSU. His daddy played at LSU. A tremendous loss for all of us. We all crushed.
That pretty much sums it up. The last thing that he said there. Again, 499-9898 is the number to call. If you we are on YouTube tonight. If you want to comment or ask questions in the Bayou Ford chat, we'll take them there as well. Jimmy Ott joins me when we return. This is the Tiger Zone presented by LeBears on Eagle 98.1.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
You may not know about the 4Kids Foundation, but you've probably heard of the Zurich Classic. And the Zurich Classic exists because of 4Kids. But it's what happens after the tournament that really counts. 100% of the proceeds are donated by the 4Kids Foundation to hundreds of local charities, totaling more than $40 million, all to help local children and families in need. 4Kids helps kids through golf, because every child deserves a shot at a brighter future.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her Auctioner primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an Auctioner care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioner Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business.
I'd make it available in dozens. Make that thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
Get an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big V and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Eagle 98.1.
Eagle 98.1 Tiger Zone, presented by L'Auberge Baton Rouge, and the Thanksgiving Day at the Bon Ton Buffet starts tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Oven roasted turkey and all of the sides, all of the sauces, all of the desserts, all of your breads. $29.95, very good deal, and it goes on all day until 9 o'clock tomorrow night. So if you're looking to do a later Thanksgiving, they'll be open all the way until 9 o'clock tomorrow night, and that's at the Bon Ton Buffet at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. We're going to get to the LSU Texas A&M game in just a little bit. Billy Lucci from Texags will be with us, and Jimmy and I will talk about the game. But Jimmy, first of all, thanks for coming in. It's been a tough day for everybody, I know.
Yeah.
So thanks for pulling double duty, pretty much.
That son of a gun knows a lot of people, Charlie. That's all I'm gonna say. We've been. It is unbelievable the scope of people that this man has touched. It's unreal.
Yeah, and from all walks of life too. I mean, but you'd be hard pressed. Is it more people from the sports angle, more people from the restaurant angle, more people from South Louisiana that he grew up with? I mean, they're all such large groups of people at Ruffin.
And I know him through the St. James Episcopal community as well.
Yeah,
you know, both as school and church.
Right.
And that just made me feel really comfortable on Christmas Eve Mass when he came in with his red jacket.
Right.
I mean, you know, just
he could dress.
He was
a dresser.
I don't know. He just it's so funny. I mean, we were just clowning last night about the doggone commercial where he's singing, you know, the
somewhat off key.
Now look, he'll be the first to remember when we all had to do the T-Bob's deal with
the one day more.
One day more,
yeah.
Oh no. I'm not going to mention, but he was not happy with one of us who was singing off key. And it's neither of us. Okay. I'm not just respect.
Yes, yes.
But
yes,
he's like, I can't believe. I can't say he or she. I'm gonna give it away. I can't believe they. And that's the thing. And this guy, this big burly former offensive lineman, cared about Broadway and books and clothes. Oh, I love that jacket. I've got a good one. Well, we're not quite the same size, but
Right.
just so many little goofy, silly things that he was enamored with. And we know, both of us, my man loved to show me a winning ticket.
Yes. Just a couple of weeks ago, up on our little trip.
I told a story today on the show, too, that we took a day trip. And there is a race book at the Scarlet Pearl. You can bet the horses.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really well done. DraftKings does it and stuff. And they're not a sponsor, but still, it just, they have the horse race. It's one of the few that does. And so we took a day trip. And we went down there, and he gets 5 aces. He gave me 200. He gave the guy he just met 200. He gave these. I was like, Ruffin, how do you know that? He gave them 200. He went to share with everybody.
Right.
I mean, just
doesn't surprise me at all.
And the other time where he was, it was the day after the Natty against Clemson, and so right by his house, we're doing a show at Roosters down the street from Ruffino's, and he's showing me his national championship winning ticket, on LSU.
Right.
And so then
he had one of those every year, by the way.
I listen. He loved to show it, so he didn't parade all the losing tickets. But anyway, and this college kid comes in to get a haircut. He's like, I got his haircut, and here's 25% for the gratuity for the stylist. And the kid goes, huh? Like, how often do you might go into a bar and get somebody buy you a beer, but how many times you go into a bar? Hey, I got his haircut. I mean, Ruffin, the kid was like, thank you, sir. It just made his day. Just those little behind the scenes generosity stories. Everybody knows it's documented publicly, the support he has given us to our shows over there for years and years. So, I mean, just a full of life character that Charlie. I mean, I talked to Chris Felica, the Bear from the Game Day crew. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They're just.
Oh, you see Herbstreit's tweet?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he tweeted out that they made it a point to go to Ruffino's every time they were here because of the hospitality and the way he treated them. So he touched people from outside. You remember, of course, we did Lock of the Week there for so many years, and you remember he came in. It was March, and he says, "I got the winners, guys. I got an absolute lot."
No, the Bear. No, I told yeah.
Yeah, so this was in March, and
March.
Ruffin. There's no. He goes, "I'm telling you, you bet The Shape of Water. You bet Francis McDermott for 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri, and you take Gary Oldman for Darkest Hours, Winston Churchill. I got the Oscars." And he's got this app on his phone, and he's betting on the Oscars.
Well, they did that. They did Oscar watch parties.
Yeah.
They did the Final Sopranos watch parties. from the purple and gold side, but that's our audience here tonight. He would provide the venue for them to, because they needed to try and raise money for the consultants and things like that to try and be on par with Alabama, and he provided his venue and his support as well. I mean, there's so many things that he did. What was the unofficial recruiting group that came in? The big Tristan the
Lee and
Tristan Lee
Tristan
and all
Corey Foreman, yeah.
Yeah, and who was the quarterback that kind of organized it all? Nussmeier. I mean, where'd they go?
They
to Ruffinos. I mean, and there's so many. I talked to Howard today, and he was talking about.
Now you got to tell everybody who Howard is.
Howard Walker is the general manager for Ruffinos, and he is the nuts and bolts behind the operation side of that whole thing, without a question. And Ruffin would be the first to tell you that for years and years ago. But he's just like, this player in the NFL, this player is the news. So if you came through, now he loved to remind you of the notables that came through.
Yes.
We had the
name dropper
the
counter.
name drop meter. But it's true though. I mean, it just said on his presser today. He was just in there a weekend ago, and so it wasn't just a meal. It's just it still is, but that's by him. That's by him and his energy and his bigger than life personality that made it that way. So I think it's important for us right now too, because it's kind of hit me back and forth today. But what is the restaurant slogan?
Celebrate life. That's him. That was him.
I mean,
that was him, and he wanted everybody to celebrate with him. You mentioned Howard, who's a good friend of ours, of course. And if you ever wanted to see Howard stressed, go in there at about lunch on the day before a big LSU game, because his phone would literally never stop, because Ruffin had promised everybody that he saw a seat on Friday night. I mean, Gordy called it Hollywood. He said, if you wanted to go to Ruffino's on the Friday before a big LSU game, and it was Baton Rouge's version of Hollywood, and Howard would sit there and he'd be so stressed because Ruffin had promised probably 50 more seats than they had chairs in the restaurant. He's like, Ruff, I'm literally, he goes, 11 o'clock tonight, it's all I got left, man. But he didn't want to exclude anybody. He wanted everybody to be a part of it.
No doubt. And my mama and Howard had to try and make it work. He'll figure it out.
Yeah, he'll move some tables around.
Yeah, come on in. Yeah. Then Howard goes, okay. But and I talked to some of the workers tonight on the shift, and they're like, it's just not the same right now, and it's going to take some time.
Yeah.
And I heard you both on your midday show and earlier this evening on this show talk about Black Friday, and Santa never had a bigger elf than that dude.
That's true.
Okay, and I mean, who knew? No hyperbole. I mean. There has to be no other former offensive lineman that loved to decorate for Christmas like this guy.
That was it. He was up and at him at the crack of dawn.
Icicle lights for days with an industrial thing. Boom, boom. Jumping on top of the bar. Like, excuse me. Boom, boom. I mean, and you know what? It looked fine.
It looked great.
I mean, it looked great.
We were there from like 9 o'clock in the morning till 1 o'clock doing the show. It was like we watched the restaurant transform
illuminate
into the what was the type of tree he had last year he was so proud of? You remember he was so excited because he had gotten a different kind of Christmas, and this was going to be the best Christmas tree ever, and it was a really good looking tree. Some kind of fir. Yeah, he had found the perfect Christmas tree. He was so proud of himself, and it looked great. I mean, it filled up the space in the restaurant. It was great.
Sequoia and Frasian fir. I don't know.
You would have thought he had found the Holy Grail. He's I got my Christmas tree, and Ruffin looks great. It's fantastic, and Friday's just going to be so.
I can't tell you how he made EJ feel like he was.
Yeah,
and that's just so many kids and so many people. Like, here's the former Tiger, the successful restaurateur, the ultra popular personality, and he's the one making you feel, like you're something. So, you know.
When
DJ's like, ooh, you know. I mean, so
for him, for Tracy, you know, my wife who likes to celebrate her birthday, which is also your birthday.
Yes.
There, when we've done
gravitate
that.
to Scorpios, Charlie.
Yeah, our anniversary. It's there. I heard Matt say that this afternoon on his show. You know, this is where we went. This is what we did because he made it a special event for all of us. And man, I hate to even mention it like this, Jimmy, but last year for Black Friday, if you remember, this is the day before the A&M game, and we knew LSU was going to rout A&M, and it was such a festive atmosphere. The team was rolling along. To know that a year later we would be without some of our very, very best friends that were a part of that group for Football Friday, and you know, for that day, which was a really was a fun day. It was an exciting day. You had, you know,
we got action at 10 a.m.
Yeah, it was fun. We there was a lot of people going through the restaurant because of the gift cards and all that stuff, and to know that a year later it's simply not going to be anywhere near the same.
Now the one last year too. And every now and then he'd chime in on a text string, and so we're talking about John Rice Plumlee, and Charlie said he runs about a 4.647, and every time he ran through the secondary, he
gave me so much grief.
That was not one of his more cheerful moments.
I missed that one pretty bad. And he let me know about it too.
He wore you out about it.
I had it coming. I had it coming. I definitely had it coming. We had so much fun. I'll look back on it as you know, one of the real highlights of us doing the show together was those Football Fridays, and you and I both shared the same sentiment. We took that assignment on. It was like, okay, 4 hours it's a long show, but we're gonna make other people a part of it. And Ruffin was a big part of that. And you and I both thought after we had done just a couple of them that the 4 hours went faster than the 2 hour show because it had so much going on. And Ruffin was such a big part of that. And another guy that was a big part of that was Chris Truax.
And making us feel, and we're going to talk to him in a second. Between the trenches. I mean, in Charlie, I never felt safer in my life, and I made a habit of surrounding myself with physically imposing people. Okay, for whatever reason.
You did a good job of conducting that hour. That was challenging radio right there.
It was. But one thing, you know how people in this industry have gotten in trouble with hot mics. Oh, I was very smart to turn down all the levels between those two characters.
You couldn't quite trust them to.
No,
keep...
and those off the air conversations will always remain, private. But
yes.
No, Ruffin. But he welcomed us in, and then so we're shifting. I mean, you gave me the hey. Jimmy, they're splitting us up. We're going to do some different things. It's like, okay, you told me at Ruffino's. I mean, we could go on and on about the Ruffino's memories. And but how about them to, okay, I had to shift my audience, my sponsors, my remote sites to a different time and slid it to, I can't be in there occupying that space on a Friday night at Ruffino's. So we did it on a Monday night. We made it. It's just that level of generosity and that support because, man, how much did we look forward to going to Friday at work? Huh?
It was a kickstart every time you went in there. It made you feel good. It was something I look forward to every single week, and I miss it on Fridays. So and we're going to miss Ruffin. Chris Truax was a big part of our shows, and he'll be with us when we come back. He's a very close personal friend of Ruffin Rodrigue and a teammate as well. We'll do that when we come back. This is the Tiger Zone presented by LeBears on Eagle 98.1.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big V and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana Products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Eagle 98.1.
Eagle 98.1 Tiger Zone presented by LeBare's. Thanksgiving Day at the Bon Ton Buffet starting tomorrow at 11 a.m. all the way until 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Huge spread including oven roasted turkey and all the sides, all the desserts, all your breads for only $29.95. That's all day tomorrow at the Bon Ton Buffet starting at 11 a.m. Chris Truax joins us now. Chris was a very close friend and a teammate of Ruffin Rodrigue's, and he was a part of our show for several years over at Ruffino's. Chris, I know it's been a tough day, so thanks for spending a few minutes with us tonight.
Well, Hanny, it's tough on all of us, and totally surreal, and including you guys. I mean, you know, Ruffin was a brother to you guys, like he was a brother to me. It's just a tough moment, man. Tough moment.
You know, I took that hour off in the middle when you guys did In the Trenches, and all I could hear, it didn't matter where I was in the restaurant. It's a pretty big place, you know. I could walk to that side. I could still hear you guys laughing and cutting up. I mean, it was a fun show to do, and man, you were a big part of it. So I know you always look forward to spending that hour every week.
Well, it was a special part of me. I always want to give back to LSU in any way we can, and you're blessed to be around guys like you, and talk about what you know about, and getting to spend time with Ruffin and both you guys in the studio there at the restaurant was just it was a great time and a great experience, and unfortunately, we'll never get those moments back.
Axe, boy. Well, my man was silly, huh? He did some goofy things, huh? I mean, you're coming on. We were about to talk to Ruffin. It's sort of a radio eulogy, and we're just giggling. I mean, my man was silly, huh?
I love the best. He's the best name dropper in the business. Okay? he would big time you in a heartbeat and not think anything of it. And just thinking about that, just thinking about little things today with him that, when we beat Auburn 7-6 in the earthquake game, I was getting in the game, and I can remember Ruffin turning to our offensive line coach saying, "Hey, don't put Truax in. We got a chance to win this game." Yeah, that's the kind of guy he was, though, man. Being with you guys and having real moments, being on the radio and being yourselves, and talking about LSU football and spending an hour with you guys every Friday was a great highlight for me.
I could still see the things coming out your mouth, which you have a tendency to kind of get people's attention with your words as well. And I learned real quick to turn down the mics during the breaks, okay? But I mean, I could still see Ruff just crying, laughing at the nonsense coming out of your mouth. So I mean, I told Charlie I never felt safer though. I mean, I was flanked between two big guys.
Well, hey, let me tell you this too, Jimmy. When I spoke to you this morning, I was in a staff meeting, and of course, our head coach over here at McNeese is Frank Wilson. And I went back in our staff meeting. I went up to Coach Wilson, and I just let him know, what was going on. And it was during a recruiting meeting, and there's a lot of guys in that room that didn't know Ruffin from different parts of the country and so forth. And Frank asked for a moment of silence out of respect for Ruffin, and has been wanted to pick my brain about every hour. Hey, what are you hearing? What's going on? Where's he at? How's the wife? How's the kid? What's going on over there? So, once you're in the LSU brotherhood, you're in it for life, whether you want to be it or not. And Ruffin touched so many people through the radio business, through the restaurant business, through his other business ventures, and just being the personality that he was.
It's so true. Gordy and Charlie were touching on it a little bit about the Tiger Walk again, and I think you and Ruffin, it was sort of a contest who was going to sweat more during that Tiger Walk. But Ruffin, and how, and I'm just, my heart bleeds for Big Ruffin, today, but just to have those memories to go down and down that walk together, I thought that was pretty neat that Gordy shared.
No, what a great memory. There's no doubt it'd be countless stories. And, you got an opportunity for him to relive it through his teammates and obviously with his children. And, Ruffin touched so many lives around that community, and he was such a giving man, a compassionate man, and people loved to be around him. He had that energy that was just contagious, be it in football or be it at the restaurant. It was natural and it was real for him, and that's why so many people loved him.
Hey, Chris, what about, though, when my man, he had to be the only Hollywood star out of Thibodeau, huh? When he come in with some of those shoes he would wear and the yellow glasses with the hair slick, I'm like, and me and you would just look at each other like, you all right, man?
Yeah, it looked like it just came out of clown college. I didn't know you could get pencil jeans in size 46, but now I know.
Oh my goodness, man!
How you guys doing, man?
Yeah, it's just been kind of an exhausting. It's like a brother, and I when Gordy called me, and then I called Hanny, I called you, I called Roe, and some others, and just kind of let them know. And then it hit me on the way back from bringing EJ home. And I'm like, man, I mean, really? Gone? I mean, just
gone.
And just I don't know, man. And just I talked to Gordy. I said, Gordy, how many son of a guns does he know in his town? He said, this town nationally. I mean, any LSU player, any player. I mean, whether it's Randy Moss or the Duck Dynasty guy or Jessica Simpson or whoever, he let us know about all of them.
Tim Tebow was his guy.
I mean, it was a place to go. Herb Street, Charlie, talk about his.
He tweeted out that they made it a point every time that they came down to Baton Rouge that. They made it a point to go to Ruffino's he put it in capital every single time. They weren't going to miss an opportunity to go to Ruffino's, and most of the ESPN guys were like that. Ryan Russillo, Gordy was talking about that. You talked about the Bear. All of those guys felt like they knew Ruffin because he wanted you to be a part of his state, of his school, and then the restaurant was a great conduit to that. And he didn't just do it with the LSU teams. Jimmy, you remember when Coastal Carolina came in here to play baseball, the year they won the national championship, and he shows up on Friday, and we think, well, LSU should be fair. Man, that's a good-looking group of kids, because he spent the whole time
if
with
they
them.
Hung out with him, my man was sold. He was putting his money on him. I mean,
he was right with that one, though. They were really good. Some of those teams that he hosted that came in from out of town.
Now, Axe, keep it clean. But any good, playing stories or college stories that we can share. Again, clean. I know you've been hitting the Don Patron, on the Thanksgiving Eve. But you got any?
Well, just unfortunately getting back with him and getting back in routine and bringing up some stories from when we were younger, from when we were in Key West and going to the wrong type of nightclub and so forth. The next thing we know, he and I are up on stage in a damn, bikini contest. Not flattering at all. I couldn't believe he still had the pictures. I'm like, dude, we got those pictures. Got to go.
Oh wow.
Oh, hey, we'll end it at that.
Yeah, that's it. Go and quit on.
Man, it's just man, we appreciate you coming on, Axe. I mean, there was some special times, and we're gonna do. Gordy and I are putting something together. Probably once the emotions kind of settle, it's probably going to be the Friday before the Alabama game. And I mean, let's face it. I mean, we're in COVID restrictions right now. There can't be 3,000-4,000 people who go to Ravenhorse right now.
Yeah.
I mean, so we have to, I mean, I don't know what's right or wrong, but that's definitely appropriate to kind of have a, remembering Ruffin Day.
You guys keeping people posted through your show is tremendous, and please keep me posted as well. And I love you guys. I know that, and I appreciate y'all's friendship, and I know Ruffin did too.
Thank you, Chris.
Happy Thanksgiving, Chris.
Yeah.
You got to happy Thanksgiving.
Sparkle. Don't remember Sparkle defense.
Sparkle defense. There you go. See you, man.
All right.
Who was it?
Axe was coaching his little girl's 4th grade basketball team. It was Sprinkle was man, and Sparkle was zone.
The entrance to the restaurant. Okay, when you go, the pictures were all the way through. But
Shaq, Snoop Dogg. I mean,
well, I was Lionel Richie. Yeah. Oh yeah. You want to call Lionel Richie? I got it's fine. Mario Andretti, Courtney Thorne Smith, Jessica Simpson. Just this countless. Hey, was the guy from Outkast, Andre 3000?
Oh yes,
He's got a picture with him outside the Rose Bowl. Ruffin. Oh yeah. I know him. Still, no problem. No problem.
I mean, it was one of a kind. I mean, it is amazing the people that have come through that restaurant.
Yeah.
It was it's impressive. The pictures. I mean, Willie Wade getting ready for it. I was talking to Will tonight. And seeing what and first meal was at Ruffino's in the back room. So I mean, it's we're gonna keep people posted again, Charlie. I don't know what's proper yet, but this man we have to share some of these just because everybody's listening. Everybody guy's got a Ruffin story.
Sure.
It's not like, hey, let me tell you. No, you knew who he was. You've run across him before.
I got a number of hits on Twitter today from people who said something of the effect of, Ruffin didn't know me from Adam, but he made me feel special when I went in the restaurant.
Is that right?
You didn't have to be, Tim Tebow or Jessica Simpson. He wanted to make it special for everybody. And people that I didn't know that sent me messages on Twitter today that heard us talking about it on the show. So that'll be his legacy, is the way that his infectious positivity, his desire to live life the way he did and to make people feel included.
He turned into a little restaurant into a happening place to go out.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna do some football. And thank you for this. I know that everybody didn't know Ruffin the way we did. I know a lot of you just knew him through the radio, but I don't take this lightly when I tell you it's been a little bit therapeutic for us today, and finding the right balance has not been easy, but we appreciate the comments. For those of you that didn't know him, we appreciate you listening here. And we're going to switch the show to football, more traditional Tiger Zone here in the second hour. Billy Lucci from TexAgs.com is going to be with us, and we'll talk about the upcoming game. This is the Tiger Zone presented by LeBerge on Eagle 98.1.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens. Make that thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
You know someone who sets a good example for all of us to follow? Someone who shows leadership, selflessness, and service to their community without being asked? We think that's the definition of a good citizen, and so does Citizens Bank and Trust. If you know someone who exhibits all of these qualifications, nominate them for a Good Citizen Award, and they could receive $500 from Citizens Bank. And we'll recognize them here on the show. Get the details at citizensbankandtrust.com, and then nominate your good citizen.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but two NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
You may not know about the 4Kids Foundation, but you've probably heard of the Zurich Classic. And the Zurich Classic exists because of 4Kids. But it's what happens after the tournament that really counts. 100% of the proceeds are donated by the 4Kids Foundation to hundreds of local charities, totaling more than $40 million, all to help local children and families in need. 4Kids helps kids through golf, because every child deserves a shot at a brighter future.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Eagle 98.1.
Tiger Zone on Eagle 98.1. We are presented by LaBerge Baton Rouge. Thanksgiving Day at the Bon Ton Buffet tomorrow starts at 11 a.m., goes all the way until 9 o'clock tomorrow night. A complete spread, including the highlights of roasted oven-roasted turkey, all of your sides, all of your desserts, all of your sauces, all of your breads, and all of that for only $29.95 at the Bon Ton Buffet at LaBerge starting tomorrow. Billy Lucci from TexAgs.com joins us. Billy, good evening. Thanks for spending some time with us. I haven't talked to you in forever.
I know, man. It feels like forever. I got your text tonight, and I was like, hell yeah, let's do it.
Different different show, different audience here tonight.
Billy, last time I was with you, man, we were eating a smothered covered Waffle House in Birmingham, huh? I mean, talking some football.
Man, I know. We need to get, and we missed that this year. I was ready to reprise that dinner. We're gonna have to do it again next year.
Hey,
that might have been the good luck dinner that pushed LSU to a national title. For all we know. I mean, I don't think you guys were predicting winning the whole thing and 15-0, but there it was, and it may have started in the Waffle House.
Maybe so. Well, a guy named Joe Burrow and a lot of others had a lot to do with it. I mean, he's a pretty special cat. You know, Billy, we know that you became a pretty good friends with Scott Woodward in his day over there, and Jimbo you have a good relationship with too. You know, at some point you have to get past just the 8-4 type of A&M record, which was Sumlin and then Jimbo. Do you feel it sure looks this way? What the college football ranking, that's the highest they've had, and since the rankings have started, since the playoff has started. Do you think this program, or is it just this team, has kind of turned the corner?
I think it's both. Actually, I think it's a good question because it really is. You tapped into both of them there. And by the way, I don't want to bring this up because they did have a higher playoff ranking in the first ever playoff rankings. A&M was number 4, and they proceeded to go out to. I'm sorry, maybe that wasn't the first ever, but they did come out in the initial ranking in I believe it was 2016 at number 4, and went out that following Saturday and got drilled in Starkville by Mississippi State. So, but the second highest, and I think unlike that year, this is built on real substance. This one. The Aggies went out and, they've got to win over a Florida team that has proven to be another top 5, top 6 type team in college football. And so this is a team that's getting better, guys. And I think that's the thing. Like, the program is going exactly in the direction you want with the way Jimbo's recruiting. Last year, I think, fooled a lot of people outside of College Station. And it made a lot of the SEC talking heads, and a lot of people say, man, where's the progress? They started one senior out of 22. When you think about, like, you talked about all that talent LSU had, it was just such an incredible team. And you see them this year, and I watch them, and they've got a heck of a lot of talent. But they're so devoid of experience. And you look at A&M, and they've got a senior quarterback. They've got 4 seniors up front. They've got a bunch of them on defense. But some of their very best players, though, are in the freshman and sophomore classes already. And last year, with one senior, they played 5 top 5 teams. Jimbo right now, through 2.5, almost 3 seasons, is 21-4 against teams not ranked 1 or 2. In the nation. If you think about that, teams not ranked 1 or 2, he's 21-4. So there had been progress. It was just kind of, you couldn't really see it. And that was the risk, because if you lost too much, the guys wouldn't learn how to win. So that's why I think that Florida game was such a big deal. And then also the fact that they were able to continue to build on that right up until, they got the COVID shut down for 2 weeks. So that's going to be one of the big wild cards going into Saturday is how fresh are A&M? Are they still going to be playing the way they were the last time we saw them in Columbia?
Well, the Florida game was everything, because there was a lot of criticism stirring back up for Jimbo going into that game. You're underdog. But I could tell you this. I watched every snap. Kellen Mond never has looked better, and it wasn't just his numbers, the box score. Third downs, how many big third downs he had to come up with a catch, sometimes being pressured, sometimes with some tight windows, attacking downfield. He was phenomenal in that game against a quality opponent where he had to make all of those plays just to get them an opportunity to win with the field goal at the gun.
Yeah, that's a great point. And the thing is, Kyle Trask has had the better season. To me, Kyle Trask is your Heisman Trophy winner if the season ended today. But on that Saturday, Kellen Mond was every bit as good as Kyle Trask. And he doesn't have to be the best quarterback in the SEC week in and week out because of that running game, because of that O-line. And quietly, and look, it's not an airtight A&M defense. You'll see that Saturday. LSU is going to make some plays against them. They're not. They've got some weaknesses, but bottom line is they've played Bama and Florida, and they have the number one ranked defense in the SEC right now. So it's a good, not great defense, but it's certainly good. So Kellen doesn't have to put it all on his shoulders, but when he has to make plays, he makes plays, and he's been really good this season. From game 2 on, really quietly against Alabama, played well with one really bad mistake before halftime. But I go back to Kellen Mond against LSU last year, and a lot of Aggies were questioning, what's the point of these linemen and this quarterback next year? How's it going to look any different? We've seen all we need to see from them. But a lot of people didn't account for improvement guys can make from their junior to senior season. And in the case of these blockers and this quarterback and his tight end and his best receiver and his running back were all true freshmen in that game. And LSU ate them alive. And I kept telling people, go watch that tape and try to explain to me how number 11 could have done anything. Watch Joe Burrow sitting back there behind that offensive line with Edwards-Helaire and those receivers and Moss. And then look at Kellen when the ball snapped. And I was just wondering where the expectation was. And I was just hoping for a kid that worked as hard as he did. And for as much as Jimbo put into it, Jimbo went all in with his senior quarterback. He went all in with Kellen, when he picked him over Nick Starkel. And to see that kind of come full circle now, I think it's really got to be rewarding for quarterback and head coach, because they were the two that kind of hung in there and never wavered on any of it.
Billy Lucci from TexAgs.com is our guest. Billy, I was thinking about the comparisons maybe between Kellen Mond and Jason Campbell. They're a different type of quarterback, but it clicked that way for Campbell, and he had different offensive coordinators, which hindered him. But that senior year,
did Mond start as a freshman?
Well, Billy, you tell me. Did he start? I don't think he started every game as a freshman. He started some as a freshman.
Yeah, Starkel got hurt in game 1. Kellen got benched against not Northwestern State, Nicholls State. A&M was tied or up 7 with Nicholls. I think they were tied with Nicholls in the second half, and he got benched. But ended up starting about 6 games his freshman year,
Yeah, and the difference in Campbell from that junior to that senior year was just so dramatic, and I thought that watching Mond, there were a lot of similarities. Like I said, they're different types of player, but just what you're talking about, that big jump and finally getting in a comfort zone with what they're asking him to do.
Yeah, I think I remember Jason Campbell back in the day and watching SEC football. I'm kind of wishing A&M was in that conference, actually. But, no, I think that's a really good comparison, actually. I've been trying to think of a guy that's kind of done what Kellen's done, and Joe Burrow's not the comparison. going from, a good junior year to the best player in college football his senior year, one of the best seasons ever. So it's a comparison you make on a scale, but it's not a good one, and that's where I think Campbell is actually a really good one, to be honest with you.
I enjoy talking to you guys and talking about because A&M has embraced being in the SEC. By comparison to Missouri, it's not even that's a joke. But I mean, you guys are all in, push all your chips in. And that 7 overtime loss was a tough one for LSU fans to kind of get over. I mean, just thought we flat out got hosed. But the thing is, do y'all view it as a rivalry? I mean, LSU's void of a rivalry. I mean, that thing with that goofy boot, that gold boot, is just a joke. All right, but here you are, neighboring states. There was a series back in the day that you played just about every year rather, to start the season. How badly does A&M's fan base kind of want this rivalry to get going? Because you guys said, hey, to be a rivalry, A&M's got to win more of the games than what they're winning right now. But is there a little bit of hunger by the fan base for this rivalry?
I'm torn on that. You see it at times, but I also think that A&M just wants to get on that level. They want to get on that LSU, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, that level, and Bama's at that, at the top right now. You don't worry as much about the teams in the East that you're playing like every 4 or 5 years or whatever it seems like. So, and to be honest, Auburn has kind of been on the same level as A&M for the most part. They went to the national title game, A&M's second year in the SEC. But outside of that, those two teams have been pretty comparable with what they've done. LSU's the obvious, for lack of a better word, the obvious target. I mean, up until last year, LSU's always really good. Since A&M joined the SEC, remember, they came in right after the LSU-Bama rematch. And, so LSU, since A&M joined the league, in 9 years, I would say in 8 of those years, 7, this year remains to be seen, but 7 of the first 8, they were really good, but not a national title contender. And then last year they lapped everybody on it. But LSU, I think, has been the target, and they lose recruiting battles to LSU more so than you'd like to. So that makes it a rivalry as well. And you're right, though. You look at the past football history. You look at the baseball rivalry over the years. A lot of Aggies, if nothing else, you guys talk about 7 overtime. A&M will never get over 1989 at Olsen Field with Ben McDonald. So there's LSU knocking A&M out of the NCAA tournament, Billy Gillespie's first year with that 30-foot buzzer beater. So it is a rivalry. Let's be honest. It just hasn't been a football rivalry because A&M hasn't won the games, and that's why I think Saturday's game is so important, guys, for A&M, because it would give you 2 out of 3. It would give you 2 out of 3 under your current head coach. So you could really kind of get rid of the rest of the history, which has been all LSU, and just say, look, with this head coach we've got right now, we've won 2 out of 3. They need to they're not talking payback like LSU was last year, but they need payback. For LSU certainly took their pound of flesh last year at Death Valley. So A&M, there is some of that goes into it. And then you look at the rest of LSU's schedule, and if you're A&M, you got to say, let's make it really tough on these guys to close it out, because even if people don't want to call us big rivals on the field yet, it's trending that way, and we are rivals on the recruiting front. So if A&M can close out the season one way, which is win out, be 9-1, and either get into that 4th spot of the playoffs or go to a New Year's Six bowl, and if they can set the wheels in motion for LSU to be 3-4 heading into Alabama and Florida, man, that's a big pendulum swing in that division moving forward. And I think then it starts a rivalry. I always say the first step, guys, for A&M is to make that a home game series with LSU. And 2 games would not make that so, but it'd be a heck of a start. I think it's a very important game for the Aggies on Saturday.
Billy Lucci from TexAgs.com. We appreciate your time, especially the night before a holiday. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Enjoy the football weekend, and we appreciate all your time today.
Billy, get that dressing tomorrow. Smothered, covered, and all that other stuff, brother. Good to hear from you.
Hey, guys, I can't Jimmy, I can't wait to break bread with you guys soon. I hope to see Scott Saturday and all my friends over there in purple and gold. Love you guys.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Billy. I appreciate it. We'll take a break. We're brought to you by the Bon Temps Buffet at La Berge, Baton Rouge, with the Thanksgiving feast starting tomorrow at 11 a.m. all the way until 9 o'clock tomorrow night for only $29.95. This is the Tiger Zone on Eagle 98.1.
Hello.
What's up, B? What you doing?
Chilling at the office working. You?
Hanging at the job site. Chilling.
Roof's up.
Hey, Greg, roof up? Roof's up. Roof's up.
Roof's up.
Roof's up?
Roof's up.
Roof's up! Roof's up! Beautiful roof every single time.
True. True.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens. Make not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Eagle 98.1.
Tiger Zone on Eagle 98.1. Jimmy out in for Gordy Rush tonight. 499-9898 is the number to call. We're brought to you by LaBerge Baton Rouge. Greg is in Mississippi. Greg, welcome into the show.
Hey, well, good evening, fellas, and my condolences to the LSU family on their loss. Charlie, I was up in Oxford, Mississippi last night with this guy got out of a white Cadillac Escalade. His name was Joey Fishwater. He gave me a bobblehead to give to your phone screener. I'm going to send it to her to the station. She's the best that's ever been. I grew up on the Tiger Zone. I've been listening for 22 and a half years. Lloyd, don't ever come back. We love you, Lloyd, but don't come back. I need to ask my friend, the great Jimmy Ott, about this Egg Bowl on Saturday. I think Lane was saying he's going to get revenge. I don't know. You saw when we had the story with the changing of when we got the flag change in Mississippi, when all the coaches came to the Capitol, Coach Leach pulled Lane's face mask down.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, he was trying to talk a little smack. But how do you like that game as far as playing a number? Jimmy, you had made me some money this year. I listened to you on the other show, so I appreciate it. I'm about to get you and Charlie, invite y'all up for a weekend up at Vicksburg. I know you have the one you supported in Texas, but we want you to come up there and hang out with us and help us make some money, Jimmy. We love you guys. Y'all guys have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it.
Ole Miss currently 9.5, 68.5, and God, that seems just a tad high. I've never seen a team that's 3-4 that think they're playing for the national championship and ready to give their coach an extension. I mean, I know the first year is a honeymoon period, but and good to the Ole Miss fans that realize, okay, man, the entertainment value, it's there. 9.5 seems a little high. I think Ole Miss will win the game. They will be playing tough. It scares me with their matchup against LSU. LSU Ole Miss would basically be right around a pick, by the way, Charlie. Did Mississippi State figure some things out with just underneath, because that was one of that score in Athens shocked me last week for them to be tied in the fourth quarter.
I think they've made a decision on Will Rogers, and they've moved on from Costello, and Rogers has played pretty well the last 2 weeks. So them figuring things out on offense.
Who was the game before Georgia?
Vandy. They scored 24 points. Now,
oh no,
doesn't seem like a lot, but Rogers played pretty well.
They
had
about 240 yards, Charlie.
Jimmy, the 3 games before that, they scored 2 touchdowns.
I know,
in 3
but they
games.
got outgained by Vandy by 275 yards.
You and I watched the game together, okay?
Okay, yes.
That's what counts for. Think about it. Against Kentucky, Texas A&M, and Alabama, they scored 14 offensive points in 12 quarters. So if it would have just been that game, I'd have said, it's Vandy. You get no credit for that. But you followed it up by throwing for 336 against a pretty good Georgia defense. So I think that Rogers is getting better.
It was the level of throws were just so easy. It was just dump.
Isn't that what Mike Leach is supposed to afford you? For a less talented quarterback to put up big numbers? We see that's how he made a living.
How do you struggle against some of the teams they did? And then, I mean, say what you want about Georgia. Okay, they might not be the best defense in the country. They're so much better than some of the teams that they couldn't get anything against.
Correct.
I don't know. Okay, is that closer to the Mississippi State we're going to see this weekend or the previous 4 games?
No, I like Ole Miss to win the game as well. Okay,
but man, I'm talking about double digits.
I probably wouldn't lay those kind of points in a rivalry game. There's a lot of emotion out there. But if you're asking me just about Mississippi State and why, or are they figuring some things out? Yeah, against A&M, Costello and Rogers basically played the same amount of time. They have settled on Rogers as the better option in Costello, and I think that they are more comfortable with him.
And keep in mind, they played with less than they could have postponed. They went up there with less than 50 players.
Yeah.
And played Georgia like that. I don't know. I know you asked Jacob, which surprised you more? That game surprised me more than anything last week.
I was stunned that they put 24 points on the board. The line was 25, I believe.
Yeah.
Right about that. I didn't think that Mississippi State was going to score at all.
No,
I thought there was a very good chance that they were going to get shut
3
out.
or 6.
Maybe get a garbage touchdown late against some reserves. So if you'd have told me that JT Daniels was going to throw for over 400 yards, I'd have said, State's going to get beat by 50.
Yeah.
And they were right there. I like Ole Miss to win the game. I like Mississippi State to at least keep it somewhat entertaining. I'd probably play over the total.
How many games are going under for Kiffin this year?
Not many. not many at all.
Did the Arkansas game go under?
Was it 54? Yeah, it probably did, but that's it.
We both liked the over last week, and that was a joke. I mean, it went over by like 30
right,
points.
It was no problem.
No, yeah, absolutely. Until they go under, absolutely go over.
We'll take a break. We'll come back with more about this weekend's game with LSU and Texas A&M and in the league. Presented by La Berge and the Bon Ton Buffet with the Thanksgiving feast tomorrow starting at 11 o'clock for only $29.95. This is the Tiger Zone on Eagle 98.1.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Ochsner Health.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but 2 NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
You may not know about the 4Kids Foundation, but you've probably heard of the Zurich Classic. And the Zurich Classic exists because of 4Kids. But it's what happens after the tournament that really counts. 100% of the proceeds are donated by the 4Kids Foundation to hundreds of local charities, totaling more than $40 million, all to help local children and families in need. 4Kids helps kids through golf, because every child deserves a shot at a brighter future.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Eagle 98.1.
Tiger Zone on Eagle 98.1. Presented by LeBear's and the Bon Ton Buffet with Thanksgiving starting at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning for only $29.95. Get oven roasted turkey with all the sides, all the dressings, all the desserts, all of the breads, all of the sauces for only $29.99, $29.95 all the way until 9 o'clock tomorrow night. 499-9898 is our number. Earl is in Baton Rouge. Earl, welcome into the show.
Thank y'all for taking my call, gentlemen.
Sure.
I had two questions. So one of them is, are we going to play Alabama this year? And the second question is, how does our bowl season look like this year? So who do you think we will be playing at what bowl?
Okay. I think that the league was – thank you for the call. The league was waiting to make sure they got through this weekend before they did any reconfigure to the last 3 weeks of the schedule. For instance, Tennessee was bumped out of a game this week when Vanderbilt and Missouri were rescheduled. So people that asked, why didn't they just put the Alabama game on December the 5th last week? They wanted to make sure Alabama was going to play this week. They wanted to make sure that Alabama-Auburn got in and the rest of the game, LSU, A&M, and the rest of the games. Jimmy, I think what you're going to see is if everything goes okay between now and the weekend, they don't have to cancel any more games, that on Sunday or maybe Monday morning, the league will release that LSU will play Alabama on December the 5th. They'll play Florida on December the 12th, and they'll play Ole Miss on December the 19th. And keep in mind that while it's easy to put LSU's schedule back together, they're not the only team that has to reconfigure. 10 of the 14 teams in the league have lost at least one game, and a lot of them have lost two. So, yes, I do think they'll play Alabama as long as everything goes as scheduled this weekend, and it will probably be on December the 5th. Bowl game, I got no clue. That's tougher to me to do here.
The interesting thing with the bowl games is where they force you to, when you accept the bowl bid, you take on roughly 15,000 tickets and a minimum amount of hotel rooms. How many teams are going to opt out this year? UCLA was actually the first team to opt out of a bowl. I think it was the Las Vegas Bowl about 5 or 6 years ago.
They were going to lose money, right?
They were going to lose money.
Yeah.
Well, no, some schools do, but they were the first one
to say no, thank you.
Yeah, the cheapest Power 5 athletic department in the country. But this is going to be different. I mean, everybody is, kind of watching their pennies, cutting costs a little bit. So how many bowls will go by the wayside? A couple already have, but that would be interesting.
And how many tickets would they realistically be able to sell at any site the way we're
Basically
going right
half
now?
Of what you're dealing with normally,
if that, given the way things are going right now. So you're going to see some bowl games go by the wayside. And the other thing is, while you don't have to have any certain record to qualify this year, and they're going to have a heck of a time filling up the bowls, the advantage that you gain from a bowl game from a practice standpoint ordinarily, you get another 15 practices. It's like having another spring. In a normal year, you finish your regular season at the end of November or the beginning of December, and it's 3 or even 4 weeks before your bowl game. They're going to finish up on December the 19th. They'll probably have a bowl game in play 10 to 11 days later.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're and Christmas is in the middle of that, so which you're going to give you guys off a couple of days. So you're talking about a handful of additional practices at best. So there's not a lot to be gained there either.
So you're right, Charlie. I shot way high. I mean, it's going to be way less than 50% of your normal fan base traveling because you're dealing with such short time to schedule travel.
Yeah.
I mean, most of these bowl games, they fly. So no, it's going to be, deal what you could do. And the thing about with some bowls is because everybody's eligible, they can just go down the list till they get somebody to play.
And I think that's exactly what they're going to do. And I don't even know if they get everybody at that point to fill all these bowls. They need. Jacob did a good job of explaining this because he's on the Independence Bowl committee and they are committed to having a game. While the ticket sales are important, they're not nearly as important as a television and the lead sponsor dollars that you get out of the bowl. And frankly, a lot of these bowls can't they can't afford to just wave it off for the year. So you may see a 2-6 team play a 3-5 team, and you go, man, what's the point of that? And the point is solvency. Trying to keep themselves relevant and try to keep themselves afloat. They can't just turn all those dollars down.
Wasn't long ago, Mississippi State played as a 5-7 team in St. Pete. So it's what it is. Just give us what we can have, man. Take
pretty much it.
No, but if we can, and you warned me on this long ago, Hancock. Okay, Charlie, I don't care what industry you're in. In 2020, when you tell me you can't be flexible, I mean, how much money are they lining their pockets with? How every sport has playing less games. We got to expand our playoff. No, can't do that. Can't do. I mean, this is embarrassing. I mean, for them to show no flexibility.
Sure.
You're gonna say, "Well, wake up." I know, but I mean, they would parade him through media days, and he would say, "Oh, this is the right number."
Baghdad Bill. He'll read whatever you put in front of him. I think that when you get to the end of this, it's gonna mark some wholesale changes in the way we consume college football, from the playoff to the bowls to scheduling. Listen, this year you saw 10 SEC games. I mean, the appetite for Auburn against Akron or LSU against Texas San Antonio is zero.
Right.
And you've shown people that now that, listen, we're not paying full freight for 4 of those things a year. We're not going to pay seat licenses and parking and concessions and ticket sales and all those things. We can watch it at home. We did it last year. And I think you're going to see an increase in the number of conference games. I don't think the bye games the rental ones will go away completely, but I think you're going to see a reduction in
All right, but let me play devil's advocate. You're Scott Woodward, and you need money more than anything, and those rent-a-rents are revenue producing.
They are, yeah. They are. I think that the needle gets moved when ESPN comes to the Southeastern Conference and says, we will give you this amount of money more to give us 2 extra conference games a year. And that will make up for your revenue shortfalls for not having the rental wins. They'll say, we will pay more for better programming. We are tired of, broadcasting, Tennessee and Bowling Green. We don't have any interest in that game anymore.
There's another group that's going to push hard against that too.
Coaches?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
job security. And that's why Saban wants it. He's got more depth than anybody, and he's got more job security than anybody. Yeah. Of course he wants it.
Yeah.
He's got COVID. Where's the doctor? The doctor's, boy, he's happy that they're basically ruling him out this week. He doesn't have to give him any more bogus results.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to that guy this week, man. You realize that the last day of his scheduled quarantine would be December the 4th, which may very well be the day before they play LSU if the schedule gets reconfigured. Wouldn't it come out of a nice 10-day quarantine nice and fresh? Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Oh, boy. Little Nicky.
We'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll take a look at this week's schedule in the Southeastern Conference and wrap things up here on a pre-Thanksgiving edition of the Tiger Zone presented by LeBears on Eagle 98.1.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care. it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, if not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet. And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Eagle 98.1.
Tiger Zone on Eagle 98.1. Coming down the stretch here. Big weekend in college football. This is rivalry weekend, although it hardly feels like it. And we've got a large slate of games on Friday as well. For
top with Notre Dame and North Carolina.
Notre Dame and North Carolina. We get
A&M's pulling hard.
Yes, absolutely, for sure. I guess we got other games that day. I don't know how good they are. You get Oregon and Oregon State. You know, the Civil War. You get Nebraska and Iowa. That's the game we always end up watching at Ruffino's. That was a game that always started early, and Iowa has really rebounded after a rocky start. Nebraska's bad.
The Iowa lost that close one to Northwestern.
Yeah.
When is it time for us to just forget about Nebraska's history? That's one thing, not to be able to beat Ohio State, even Michigan or Penn State, but to get drilled by Illinois. Okay, I mean, what is going on? I mean, Lovie Smith is fortunate to have a job. And Frost can't get it done. And with this is year 3, Frost, Herman, year 4 at Texas. And you mentioned Oregon State. You remember my big win total bet last year on Oregon State.
One game against Cal Poly. Charlie, they only got to win one other one the whole way.
Guess what? The adjusted schedule, their total was 1.5 this year.
Was it really?
They're 2-0. Remember, because he redshirted his complete first freshman class. So they were redshirt freshmen. Now they're sophomores. They're actually patience. Zach Taylor, Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, look toward the future. They're tricky. I mean, they're no world beaters, but they can play with Oregon. I think they can.
Yeah. LSU and A&M. What do you what do you think?
I don't know.
This is as big a favorite as A&M has been since the R.C. Slocum days, and I don't even know if they were ever a 14-point favorite in those games.
I don't think so, Charlie.
When the Kinchin game in 90,
they might have been 10.
Yeah, they were a top 10 team, and LSU wasn't ranked, but I don't think it was a 14-point spread at that point. And LSU pulled upset that night when Kinchin zigzagged all over the field, but. This is probably as big of a fair. Maybe the first one, the '86 game, Hudson's first start. Not 14,
No.
but they were a favorite in that game.
Yeah, but
small.
The Fab Five's first game. That was the opening game here. It was competitive, but that was about.
That was that game in the afternoon.
Yes, it was about 8 or 9.
Oh, it was so hot. I remember that game.
Yes, they're hot.
I was a student. I was in the student section that day. Oof.
But I mean, you get your cornerbacks back. Billy Lucci told us, A&M's defense is they're going to move the ball. I thought Finley took a big step. Road start 1 versus road start 2. And it's just A&M's just kind of got it going right now. They followed up that Florida win, but looking good. Arkansas was not really close. They scored like 6 straight touchdowns on 6 possessions. They humiliated South Carolina. And they have that running game. Isaiah Spiller is a beast, man.
Yeah,
he is really good, and that always takes pressure off your quarterback when you can have a running game. But as Rohan reminds me all about, Jimbo would love a running game now. He likes to run the football a little bit more than most coaches in this era.
The last thing they probably wanted to do was stop playing as well as they were playing, to take the 3 weeks off. I don't know what to make of that. We've seen some teams off the layoff do just fine.
Florida.
We've seen some teams off the layoff look terrible. Sloppy. So I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason to it. I don't know how it's going to affect A&M. But if I had a team that was playing that well, I'd want to get back out there and play.
I think it actually might help them a little bit more because they are enthusiastic about going to practice. They're not wasting practice time. They're keyed up, and then any little bumps and bruises are done. I think it'll be more like the Florida result than maybe some others where we've seen a little bit rust. Even on it's a pro level, but the Titans look great coming off that layoff. The Patriots look terrible coming off that layoff. So, but I think it's more like Florida because all of these players, they've never had this much enthusiasm this deep in the season.
Any other games? The league schedule, the Egg Bowl is entertaining. It's interesting. We both think Ole Miss is going to win the game. The Iron Bowl has less intrigue this year, even with Saban not coaching in the game, than most of the recent Iron Bowls. Even last year when you had Mac Jones quarterback and Alabama was out of it, but this one looks to be just a complete rout, despite the fact that Auburn kind of found themselves a little bit last time out.
Colorado, surprisingly, is 2-0 and going to USC. And USC barely escaped with 2 games, and then they got it going. I'm curious to see maybe with oh gosh, can Kentucky be that bad?
Yeah,
they
can.
How about Maryland, Indiana?
All right, so
Baby Tua versus this one of the best stories in college football this year, and Tom Allen.
Maryland had that track meet against Minnesota, but they came back with a real shot. We watched that game together against Penn State, and it's like, well, hang on a second. They're not not only not intimidated, they're not out athleted here. They're still very good. And they blew Penn State out. They won that game handily. That's interesting. Indiana showed me something when they got to 35-7 last week. Could have so easily run off and hid and covered the spread. We talked about that big spread for a top 10 team as an underdog. They fought back, and they actually had the ball. It would have taken a miracle play, but they actually had the ball with down one score at the end. Yeah.
They had. They put a scare in. And think about it. If you're an Ohio State fan, I know that coach's not afraid to go for 2 if they score.
Absolutely, no, he would have. No doubt in my mind. The receiver's legit.
Fryoggle, my goodness, he's real.
Fryfoggle.
Yeah, Fryfoggle. The first game on Friday, 11 a.m. kick with Tom Herman against Matt Campbell. 5-2, and they are not happy. They're not happy. This is year 4 for Tom Herman.
Same as O.
I mean, and the three of the wins were very fortunate. Texas Tech, West Virginia, and Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State. Now, they lost two close ones, but still, I mean, he's getting a ton of criticism. And kind of like how when Alabama, it makes it a Saban success, makes it tougher on the Auburn coach. Jimbo Fisher, if he keeps winning.
There's another factor here. Uncle Urban may be ready to come back to work.
There's 40 teams I think they're getting him, though.
But Texas has got the biggest checkbook and maybe the most upside of any of those teams that would be in the market this year. And I don't know that you got 40 teams that can pay him this year in a COVID year. Texas, find the money.
Would he take USC or Texas first?
I think you take USC first. Unless Texas just threw sick money at him, which they're capable of doing. Thanks for pitching in tonight, man.
Absolutely,
really appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving to you and EJ and Pops, and y'all enjoy the day tomorrow.
Ruffino's tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to pick up ours. Thanks to Abby Lee.
Abby
for being
Lee is the best screen caller I've ever dealt with. Huh?
Go eat the Bon Ton Buffet tomorrow from 11 until 9 for Jimmy Ott and Abby Lee. I'm Charles Hanniger. Thank you and good night.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her Auctioner primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an Auctioner care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioner Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana